as per usual, we didn't come here to talk about football and the bus. We came here to talk about Star Wars. Now, I assume everyone who's watching this has at least seen a Star Wars movie. A Star Wars movie. Let alone all 9 of them and the additional movies. And we're just going to be going through all of them. And we're not going to waste any time. Starting a bit late. So, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, with Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I honestly think, now this is going to be a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think it was a good but not great movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I think riding off the success of the original trilogy,
yeah,
was a big boost to it. I think if it came out before the original trilogy, it probably wouldn't have done as well.
Well, obviously,
actually, I would come to say that it would probably flop.
Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't do anything. If that was the first movie, then no one would think it was crazy. But honestly, I enjoy it as a movie, but it's definitely it lacks in certain areas, and I do think there's a plot hole or two. My main gripe plot wise is, it's Star Wars. Like no spoilers to be like had. Everyone knows what happens. But
yeah, of course.
When Qui-Gon buys Anakin's freedom and like the hyperdrive, yeah.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he buy his mom's freedom? Why does mom just kept her a slave?
That's a Star Wars as old as home. Why didn't you buy them, ma?
But why didn't you buy them? That makes no sense. They buy the child and not the man. They just let her fucking be a slave for the rest of her life. Yeah. And he didn't object. He wasn't like, ma'am, why would you buy my mom? He was like, okay, yeah, I'll go with you guys.
He didn't give a fuck. Y'all seem cool. I'm gonna go with you.
He didn't give a fuck. He was like, oh, you guys seem like some religious fanatics. I'll go with you guys.
You guys know what's up. I'm gonna leave with you.
Yeah. He had literally no attachments as a youngling. He was already a prodigy.
He was like, oh, I'm too good for that man. Leave her.
And obviously the iconic fight between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul is fantastic.
Darth Maul.
So
yeah,
good.
It was a great fight.
It's
and that's why I think it's a good but not great movie.
It's basically a movie that leads up to that fight.
Yeah, I think the entire, just everything from, I don't even know how long the movie is. I think it's 2 hours. I think it's 2 hours.
It's a solid 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it's 2 hours, but an hour and 30 minutes of that movie led up to the fight, which took, I'd say, 10 minutes.
2 hours and 15 minutes. So let's just say 2 hours of build up, 15 minutes of the fight.
Yeah. God damn, I was pretty good with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
But
you take 10 minutes for credits.
Guess how much the movie made in the box office. Anyone in chat, guess in chat as well. Guess how much this movie made in the box office.
I'm gonna guess 450 million.
Keep in mind the budget was 115 million, and I'm pretty sure it was re-released for like a month for like 3D when 3D came out.
Yep, I'm gonna say 450 million, chat. Slot it in.
I'll give 30 seconds for chat, but 675 million, 43 billion, the same as the price of Twitter. Now you may actually be surprised to see it made 1 billion and 27 million US dollars.
What?
Star Wars: The Phantom Menace made $1 billion.
What?
Yeah.
How much did it make in America?
I don't know. I'll check in a sec.
Because I thought it did pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it did bad. I thought it was like one of the worst recepted Star Wars movies.
It was worst recepted, but it made money. Like the amount of money it made was ridiculous.
A bill. It made a bill.
It was the fastest to gross to 100 million in 5 days in that moment.
I did not expect that from the Phantom Menace.
431 million in US alone.
Okay, so my guess was for America. Jesus, I was off.
That shows you the power of this. Like, not just nostalgia, but everyone loved Star Wars, so you have to see Phantom Menace. You know, like he literally got 10 times the money that they put in.
Good lord. And here I am thinking, it's the worst receptive movie. It's probably not going to make that much. Because I remember reading stuff they were genuinely worried for the franchise after the fourth.
People were furious. People said death threats to the actor Jar Jar Binks. They sent him actual death threats to Anakin's actor. People were livid. This is like proper internet, like freaking. People were ballistic.
I remember reading shit, and they were going fucking ape. Yeah. Sorry for cursing. They were going ape.
We've cursed many times today, but people were going ballistic. I'm trying to think what else happened in the movie. A lot of memes, a lot of cool memes. Qui-Gon is obviously fantastic. His death saddens us all. I do like the politics.
R.I.P. to Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn.
I do like the politics of the original trilogy. It really develops the world, in my opinion. That in the prequels. Because in the original trilogy, I feel like there's not much world building, which, I mean, it's because there's a journey to do. But in the prequels, you have the council, the senate, all these planets, they visit Coruscant and everything. And it really makes the world feel like alive.
I feel like the politics, it becomes especially prevalent in stuff like the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and Revenge of the Sith.
Stuff like that. It does become very prominent.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did it. I'm glad it was more than just a hero story, which the original trilogy was.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was.
Yeah,
you break it down in essence, it was a hero's story.
It was very, it did phenomenal. But at the time, there's famous stories of the actors. They didn't know whether they're working on a parody or not. You know what I mean? They didn't know if this is supposed to be a joke or it's supposed to be, serious. And obviously, it became a huge success, but they didn't know that, because it's fairly, obviously it's got some really cool ideas, but it's also a fairly bland story. But
it's just, good triumph over evil. It's like a story which has been played out countless times.
But, so let's move on to Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. What do you think of that?
I think this one was even less receptive than the first one. I think it's genuinely better. I do think it's genuinely better. Attack of the Clones is a lot better than the first one.
100% agree. 100% agree.
There's a lot more action scenes.
A lot more.
Which is nice. You get young Anakin, which is, I almost feel...
you get sand-hating, pure sand-hating Anakin. Pure rage against sand.
I know it's set 10 years after the first movie. I know that. So, of course, it's not going to, be affected that much by the Phantom Menace.
Well, it was pretty goddamn effective, since Obi-Wan had to mentor Anakin. And
Obi had to mentor Anakin, but we knew that was fated to happen.
Did he?
Well, yeah.
Well,
from the original trilogy.
He didn't say. Did he say Darth Vader was his apprentice, or he said this is his brother? No, he was like, Darth Vader was my brother.
No, I thought you said brother in arms.
Yeah, but he didn't say he was his apprentice. He was his Padawan.
Well, I feel like it was fated to happen.
But it was, in my opinion, I 100% agree, definitely a much better movie. I mean, there's so many good parts in it. The whole plot with trying to hunt down Jango Fett, where Obi-Wan's hunting him in Kamino and all that. That's really interesting and cool. You have everything with Count Dooku's great. Count Dooku's fantastic.
Oh, Count Dooku.
The actual
seriously good.
The actual clones and the big fight on Geonosis, the huge clone fight, which spawned the Clone Wars and
spawned the Clone Wars,
and then the fight after, where they try to 2v1 Dooku and he absolutely gets slapped. He cuts off their limbs.
Christopher Lee
he's such a good
as Dooku. It's probably one of the best casting decisions.
He is just one of the best actors of all time. Rest in peace, Christopher Lee, because he's phenomenal. Every scene, every role he plays has just been fantastic. The guy is a phenomenal actor.
If I'm correct about Christopher Lee, you know, he will be mentioned quite a bit on this show. Sure, of course he plays Count Dooku, but he also plays in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Plays Saruman, and the Hobbit movies.
Plays Saruman in the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movie. If you didn't know, he was in the Hugo movie. If you've seen the Hugo movie, have you seen the Hugo movie?
I have not seen the Hugo movie. No.
Have you not seen the Hugo movie?
No, I haven't. I know. Otis is in it.
Yeah, Otis is in it.
Like
it's a weird movie to bring up. But yeah, he's in it.
He's also in he's in the Johnny Depp Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. He played Johnny Depp's dad. He played the dentist.
Forgot that one.
Oh, that's funny.
I forgot he did that one. Right, I'm gonna be gone for 2 seconds.
So while Owen's gone, I'm going to ask the chat again. I'll ask him when he's back. So what do you think is the box office of Star Wars 2? The budget is the same, 150 million. Obviously it came out after 1, so people are angry. They're furious that 1 was so underwhelming, that it had Jar Jar in it, and it had him like dabbing and nearly getting run over and being a general. So what do you guys think was the box office of 2? Keep in mind, 2 was also not greatly received. With even though I do think, I do like young Anakin. Everyone hated young Anakin. Like at the time, people were furious. The reason we like him is because I think it's good, but also we've seen these movies as children, so we've grown up with them, and we're attached. The same way in, I assume, 10, 15 years, people will be talking about how the new trilogy, the prequels, how they're good, you know what I mean? But yeah, so Attack of the Clones made 653 million. Still a lot of money, but that is a 400 million decrease from Phantom Menace. And I mean, that just shows you how hyped people were. Because imagine saying that Star Wars 2 made 400 million less than Attack of the Clones, than Phantom Menace. That's crazy. Considering it was just all around better. Obviously the Darth Maul fight scene's great, but obviously the Battle of Geonosis, the Dooku fight we mentioned, and just in general when Padme gets when they try to assassinate her, all the intrigue around that, and that was also very interesting.
I've returned.
So, what do you think was on the box office of Star Wars 2?
Well, Star Wars 2. Bear in mind, I haven't listened to anything of what you just said there. Good. So I do apologise for that one.
No, that's good. Because I already asked the chat, and they know. I already told them.
They know? Okay, cool. Well, I believe, especially after the first movie, I think it is one of the worst rated Star Wars movies.
I think so.
I don't know if that for certain on Rotten Tomatoes, but I think it's one of the worst rated Star Wars movies out there. So I don't think it's going to be as popular as the first movie. I'm going to say if the first movie made, what was it, 1.1 billion?
1.2? Just 1 billion. 1 billion and 27
1 billion, okay. I'm going to say second movie, 700 million.
Close. 653 million.
Oh.
So that's a 350 million, nearly 400 million decrease.
You see.
And that just shows you, as I said, the power of just people wanting to see that for
700 million.
No,
700 million for,
650,
650 million for a movie which people were worried about. As soon as trailers started coming out for this movie, people were like, "Oh, I don't know if this is going to be good."
Yeah. I mean, you had
And-
to see it. You could not see it.
Oh yeah, of course you had to.
Yeah.
You had to go see it. If you liked the original trilogy, you had to go see it.
So,
And of course, if we were around to see it at the time, you know, we would have seen it. If we go to see Morbius, we're gonna.
yeah, we went to see Gundam Morbius, then we would have seen Star Wars.
We would have gladly sat through.
But so yeah, so Star Wars 2 better than Star Wars 1.
Yep, definitely.
Now let's move on to probably. We're going to spend a good time on this Star Wars. Star Wars 3: Revenge of the
Revenge of the
Goddamn
Sith.
Sith.
Oh, I have to say, probably one of the best.
I'm going to say right now,
Star Wars
it's my favorite Star Wars movie. It is. There's no contest. Not a single Star Wars movie comes as close to Revenge of the Sith in my sheer appeal and love for the movie. It is goated. Like the chat's going mental right now. That movie is goated. It's got everything. It's got drama. It's got action. It's got good CGI. The best lightsaber duels in all the movies, all the shows, everything. Great space battle. The start of the movie. The amount of times I've seen the first 20 minutes where they fly the plane into General Grievous' ship, attack the ship, kill Dooku, free Palpatine, crash the ship. I've seen that like intro so many times and I love it. Absolutely love the intro. From start to finish.
Look, am I wrong
It's a
to say
fantastic
that's
movie.
where this is where the fun begins comes from?
This is where the fun begins, yes. All
course.
all the
Of course.
most of the memes come from the third movie. Of
Yeah,
course,
the
you know,
third movie.
one's got like there's always a bigger fish, and two has other memes. I can't actually think. Obviously the sand meme.
No. Yeah,
But three has
the
all
hate
the
and
memes.
sand.
Three has
It also
all the
has
memes.
the what you call it, the clown fighting. You know, when they're fighting in the big huge dune kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was a meme for a while.
But I'm just going to briefly list some of the memes of episode 3. So, of course, as in the chat, we've got Hello There. We've got I've been looking forward to this. Twice the pride, double the fall. Or is that in. Yeah, no, that was it. Obviously, you've got so many, like. General Kenobi, which is the response to Hello There, if anyone doesn't know, which is, you'd be a fool if you don't know the response to Hello There.
General Kenobi.
Obviously, Padme dying from lack of hope and
Padme taking the L.
losing her will to live. Darth Vader's no. The massacre of the younglings is a meme in itself.
Probably one of the best memes. Probably one of the best memes.
Oh yeah, and Master Skywalker, what are you gonna do? And it's him being angry because he's not Master. Because he's not the Jedi Master, and the younglings are like, oh, Master Skywalker. And it's him like crying because he's not the Master.
You also have
Obviously, Anakin, you're my brother, then Anakin, all the different versions of that.
I have the high ground.
The high ground. Probably the most iconic Star Wars meme. The high ground.
Yeah.
I
think it is the most iconic. I think
but
there's nothing else which can really compare it to.
I also think Revenge of the Sith has the best politics by a mile. You have the Jedi Council, like fully. You get to see big, long scenes of it. You have Palpatine masterminding his way into becoming the supreme emperor of the Galactic Empire. And, this is how democracy died, with thunderous applause. And with Jar Jar Binks electing him, Jar Jar Binks giving him like supreme, what's it called? He gave him emergency power and then voted to make him the Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks really just fucked up the entire galaxy with that one, didn't he? Jar Jar.
But obviously, apart from the memes, the movie is just action packed. Like the whole.
I think the movie is great. I genuinely love the movie.
It is a non-stop thrill. Like Yoda going to Kashyyyk and fighting the droids, super fun. Obviously, Obi-Wan fighting General Kenobi. Like the action scene's so good. There's so much.
What did you say? Obi-Wan fighting General Kenobi? Wait.
Sorry, General Grievous. General Grievous.
Yeah, fighting General Kenobi there. Fighting himself.
Yeah. He's fighting the mirror.
Fighting his own demons there.
Yeah, fighting his alcoholism. He's like, how do I deal with this little shit Anakin? He just hates sand and constantly questions me. Oh, and obviously...
He's growing stronger.
I can't control him. But, such a goddamn good movie. Like...
Yeah, I have to say, probably going to be rated first, if not second,
First, has to
on my
first.
list.
Like, I just... Like, Windu... Like, Mace Windu is so... I love Mace Windu. He's so goddamn good. His fight with
Samuel
Palpatine
Jackson.
as well. Like, his fight with Palpatine is fantastic. It's all so good. Obviously, Dooku's dead. Like, I think every, 20 minutes there's a fight scene. Dooku and Anakin cutting his head off. Oh, do it. And the fact that, what I love is, I've watched so many theories where, like, what if Anakin didn't cut his head off? Because it looks like Dooku's about to say that Palpatine is the chance, like, he's a Darth Sidious. Because he wanted to explain to Obi-Wan in episode 2, but, like, Obi-Wan's like, because he told Obi-Wan that there is on the, he said there's like
there's a, what is it, there's a spy.
There's an imposter. There's
an imposter among you.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he was going to rat out Darth Sidious before Anakin killed him. And,
Bear in mind, I don't know if this is canon in the movies, but I think in lore there was something along the lines of, I could be just making this up. I honestly can't remember. I just remember something along the lines of Count Dooku wasn't impressed with Sidious hiding his true potential. He felt like he could have just taken over by this stage. And bear in mind, Palpatine / Sidious was just toying with the council. Just so that they would have to give him power. He didn't want to take it, he wanted it to be given to him.
Oh, well, yeah. Well,
and then they'd be shown the error of their ways. You know, it's like a pull down the mask. That's what Palpatine / Sidious always wanted. He didn't want to take power, he just wanted to be given it.
Yeah, but that's
the
best type, because if you're given power, then they willingly gave you the power, so they can,
they can't say nothing.
Yeah, they
wouldn't lead to revolt.
Yeah, exactly.
If it turned out he was bad.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones who put him in.
Well, what are you gonna do? Kill
Dooku wasn't impressed with this.
Yeah.
He thought they could have gained power a lot quicker, and he could profess that Sidious is my master, instead of him just being the Master Sith, which wasn't the case.
I just remembered the final meme is, of course, the Techno Union from the Clone Wars episode. You know the Techno Union?
Techno Union?
It's when the Trade Federation all meet up, and this guy's talking about the tech. I don't remember what he says, but he says something to Union. No, he mentioned, because the Techno Union is in the Star Wars lore. It's like it's a guild of like commerce and technology, and he talks about the Techno Union, and then he starts fiddling with his like breathalyzer, and it's been memed so that he's playing techno and he's like changing the bass and shit.
Fucking nice.
But God, I like if Star Wars 3 comes on TV, I'm watching it. There's never a moment
of course. I wouldn't see a moment where I wouldn't.
Like all the other Star Wars movies, maybe I'm tired, maybe I want to do something, maybe I want to play a game, but if Star Wars 3's on, I'm watching that. No questions asked.
Now look, there's 2 other movies on the list, which we'll get to in a few minutes. Like, I don't want to start talking about them now. But there's 2 other movies on the list which I would also sit down and watch.
Is it the Last Jedi?
Can I ask you to stop? Stop where you were. Just for a moment. Just stop. Think about what you're saying.
Yeah. With Oscar Isaac.
No, I was actually thinking of Solo, a Star Wars story.
I actually haven't seen that.
Oh, it looks like I have something to talk about if we're going in chronological order. For
Alright, but first, we're gonna have to ask everyone to guess the box office of episode 3.
Oh, guess
everyone
the
in the
box.
chat, and obviously you included, guess the box office. With the budget being 2 million lower than the other ones somehow.
Really? 2 million lower for quality CGI?
Yeah. And like, it still holds up. Like, Grievous still looks phenomenal.
That is really surprising.
So
I'm genuinely surprised by that. 2 million less.
I'll give it another 2 seconds. Everyone to put into the chat. And I'm looking at the cast for Star Wars: A Solo Story, and oh my god, it's stacked. It's got
Yeah. I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to talk about with this movie.
I'll say it when
I already know who it's got. It's got Woody Harrelson.
Wait, not yet. First, it's important to talk about the box office. So, what's your guess?
I already know. It's gonna be one of the it is. I already know. It's the highest of. I'm not gonna call it of the prequels. Yeah, I think that's
So how much?
I'm gonna guess 1.4 billion.
It's 868 million.
Oh.
It's less than the Phantom Menace.
What the fuck?
The Phantom Menace blew it out of the water. Absolutely blew it out of the water by 150 million.
Like, I know it was riding off the success of the original trilogy, but I didn't know that.
You thought to underestimate the Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace with the box office, that is.
I genuinely thought people, like, they'd be talking about it, and he'd be like, oh yeah, beast movie, probably one of the best Star Wars movies ever. And it would just go up.
Even everyone in the chat was wrong. 1.1 billion, 500 million, no, 860. Perfectly in the middle. Because it never reached the full hype of Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace had like 20 years of hype. And it didn't reach the lows of Attack of the Clones, because like Attack of the Clones was okay, and Revenge of the Sith, that was also like, people weren't mad about that when it came out. People weren't happy. People were like, they weren't satisfied somehow.
I thought it was the perfect way to end the prequels and to bring in the original trilogy. It was like the perfect loop, almost.
Yeah.
I don't know why people couldn't be happy with it. I was genuinely, I was happy.
Yeah. So now, the next... my first question, is the next movie Rogue One or Han Solo?
It's Solo.
Oh. Well then, Han Solo, take it away.
Well...
First the cast.
Oh, the cast is stacked.
Ye of little faith.
The cast is stacked. Like, I watch this movie because of the cast. And I don't really do that much with movies. Yeah. Like, of course, I see, like an actor where, and I'll be like, oh, I'll watch this movie. But not, like, a cast. Yeah. Bear in mind, I'm going to break down this cast. So we got Emilia Clarke.
Fantastic actress.
Woody Harrelson.
Fantastic actor.
We got Danny Glover, Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else we got, because there is quite a few.
There's another one. There's
big names. There's
oh my god, there's more. Your one from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the main villain. She's in it.
Really?
Yeah, apparently she's in it. Vision. Paul Bettany's in it.
Oh, Paul Bettany is in it.
Jon
Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau's in it. Your one, she plays a robot, so I guess. Yeah. And that is stacked for a Han Solo, like for like an additional Star Wars movie, not a mainline Star Wars movie. It's crazy.
I have to say, it is probably, for the stacked cast it has, the weakest Star Wars movie I've ever seen.
Really? Is it worse than Phantom Menace?
Oh, it is worse than Phantom Menace. It is bad. It is a bad movie.
How bad is it? Like I know Darth Maul appears at the end. I know that.
Yeah, Darth Maul appears in like the most stupid, bogey way possible.
It seems cool though, no?
And it almost feels like they're leading up to a new trilogy, and you're like, why? Why? Because bear in mind, I don't do this. I don't do this in movies. I fell asleep
No, you didn't.
during Solo, a Star Wars story. I fell asleep for 15 minutes. I clocked out for 15 minutes. I practically took a break. It felt like I was working. I practically took a break. A fast power nap.
Wow.
During a 6:30 p.m. viewing of Solo, a Star Wars story. Like, 6:30.
I heard
it's not sleep time. It's prime movie time.
I heard it was ass. Like, I just heard it was not fun. I guess that's it.
It was there. The cast couldn't save it.
As quick as that movie is, and let's move on to the next one because apparently an Imperial officer gave Han Solo his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cringe.
It's cringe.
But now, let's move
on to Rogue One.
Now let's move on to the sleeper hit, the hit that people thought was going to be okay, turned out to be a phenomenal movie. That is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Actually, wait, real quick. What do you think, everyone in the chat? What do you think Han Solo made in the box office? Keep in mind that the budget for Han Solo was between 275 and 300 million, so nearly 3 times what the prequels were. What do you think it made in the box office? And give it a couple more seconds. People are putting in 400 million.
Of course.
400 million I'm seeing in the chat. What else? 700 million. That's higher than Attack of the Clones. Higher than Attack of the Clones? Question mark? I've always seen 100 million. Alright. So, it made 393 million. So, unlucky my guy had
bad. Who said 700 million? Tell me the number.
Cherry Pepperoni says 700 million.
Where were you going with that one?
Classic.
Where were you going with that one?
That's a 90 million profit. Still a profit, but for a Star Wars movie, that is low.
Man, people only went. The only reason they got that 90 million was because it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, people just went to go see it anyway. Like, I hate that. It's, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go see it because it's a Star Wars movie. Doesn't matter how good or bad it is. They'll be like, oh, I'll still go see it. Like, I still went to go see it.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be good. I thought it was gonna be good. But now, on to an actual good movie. That is Rogue One. I have this on DVD, by the way. I have the prequels on DVD, and I also have Rogue One on DVD. And the cast is pretty stacked for Rogue One as well. Mads Mikkelsen, Donnie Yen, Forrest Whitaker, Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, Alan Tudyk. Like, the cast is stacked. And it is a phenomenal movie.
It deserves all praises. This movie deserves all praises.
Is that true? That unlucky my guy has not seen Rogue One?
What?
No. Surely that's a meme. That's a lie. That's a hoodwink.
You're capping now. He's lying. Inshallah.
That movie.
Never thought.
No. Sorry. He meant he never saw Han Solo.
Okay.
Yeah.
We accept you for this one. You can come back in now. You can come back in.
I was getting worried there. Nearly had to permaban him.
Nearly had to permaban him. Damn, cheap. Nearly had to get rid of you.
Rogue One. I mean, I'd always say Force and lightsabers and Jedi and Sith are always my favorite parts of Star Wars. Doesn't matter it's the game, the comics, or the movies. It's the shows. I always love the Sith, the Force, the lightsabers. But Rogue One, which is clearly not focused on that, is just so goddamn good. The fact that it's all about getting the planet to the Death Star, a simple but really important plot, and the fact that it's a heist movie isn't the right word, but it's like a team up and steal something. It's a heist movie. It's a Star Wars heist movie.
It's a Star Wars heist movie. It's Ocean's 11
Yeah.
put in space.
And it's so goddamn good. Like, the characters are likable. Every single one of them has their own like motivation, why they're doing this, what they, who they're helping, and it's just such a goddamn solid good movie. And I don't think anyone expected it to be this good. I came in thinking this was just a Star Wars movie. Like, oh, this is neat, this is cool. And when the movie finished, I was blown away. I couldn't believe how good it was. The fact that they make you feel for that droid, I don't remember his name, but the fact that he's such an emotional character, it just shows how good the movie is. K2SO.
I have to say, one of my favorite parts of the movie was that it didn't cling on the characters.
No.
That was one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. It knew it was a one and done.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like current movies where they're like, if this goes well, we can make a fucking Rogue 2.
Yeah, make a sequel and then
It knew it had a set period. It's this story, this is a do or die.
Yeah.
And characters did die. And I thought that was
Phenomenal.
It was a great aspect. It's
you don't
a great
see that
showcase
in Star
of
Wars.
war.
You don't see that in Star Wars, which is so good.
No. Like, if you look at, like, we will be on to, like, a couple movies where you think
someone should have died.
some characters should have fucking died to put, a bit of a grave situation, but they're thinking, let's try and make as much money off these characters as possible. I think Rogue One, marketing wise, was probably one of the lowest Star Wars has ever seen. Like, it barely got any marketing, barely got any plushies or anything like that.
Yeah. Felicity Jones,
plushie.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, every Star Wars movie, they bring in like a cute droid or a cute like animal or something.
I got you.
Just so that they can make billions off the bleeding titties at the Disney store.
And let us not forget that the ending. Not only the ending, which what happens on the planet, is fantastic, but the ending with Darth Vader, where he goes.
Oh, the ending with Darth Vader was fucking unreal. Where he goes ape in the hallway. He goes ape in the hallway. That scene,
phenomenal scene, and the fact that is right before New Hope, like. You can easily watch Rogue One and then New Hope straight away, and it's just it doesn't miss a beat, doesn't skip a beat. It's perfect. That whole
we're gonna get into it now in a few minutes, but all I'm gonna say is right now before we start reviewing the original trilogy is that the original trilogy doesn't do justice to how overpowered Darth Vader was, how overpowered the man was, because they were going directly from movies. All the lore happened because of the movies. So of course they couldn't make him bad.
They didn't know how good he was.
Yeah, they didn't know how good he was.
And then also, in those days, it was probably very hard to make someone like Vader,
that overpowered.
Yeah. But it's just that is the truest form of Vader you'll ever see. And he's not even like trying that hard. He's walking through, slicing, throwing. It's not like he's sitting there trying his hardest. He's just, he's just killing them because he can and because he wants to get this. He's not, like struggling at all. And they're terrified. They're trying their hardest and they're getting slaughtered by Vader.
Bear in mind, they made it known. They made it known that them soldiers.
Oh, it's a suicide mission.
Yeah.
They're not making it out of it.
No. Nobody's getting past Vader. Nobody's getting past Vader. Like, you can see the look of terror.
Oh, so like that scene was
in all the soldiers' faces before he even ignites the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like, perfectly dark room. They already know he's there. And they're like, oh, fuck.
So, it's time. Everyone in the chat, and obviously you, I guess what is the box office for Star Wars Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, which came out in 2016, and the budget of 200 to 265 million. So less than Han Solo.
That's actually pretty cheap for the amount of work which is
less than Han Solo, but more than the prequels. Because So,
yeah, of course.
Guess the box office, because this isn't it is a Star Wars movie, but it's not like a, if you know what I mean. Everyone in the chat put it in box office. Here we go. I'm just waiting on Roman. Maybe wait. Is Sony PlayStation still here? Can Sony put it in the chat?
Sony, throw in chat, please. What do you think?
If it's not Sony, what about Jodie Moon or Lana Ray? Alright, so Owen, what do you think?
I think it made 700 mil.
Alright. So
700 mil in box.
it made 1,056,000,000.
What?
More than a Phantom Menace. Unlucky my guy getting it nearly bang on again with 1 billion.
God damn. God damn.
That movie.
Fucking hell, it banked out.
People
Thank God they killed off some characters because Disney would have. They would have got their grubby hands.
I mean, your guy appears in Fallen Order, the black guy.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. Easter egg as well.
Yeah. That just shows you, like, if it's a good movie, people are gonna watch it. If it's good, they shall come. So yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep on.
yeah. If it's good, they shall come.
Maybe just leave it at that quote for now, huh?
Yeah.
A bit fruity, don't you think?
Just for inflation, it was 5 years ago. I actually just for inflation. Can you justify?
Sorry, still thinking about your iconic quote.
Yeah.
Good lord.
So, now, of course, the next movie, the fourth movie, the original movie, Star Wars: A New Hope, also known as Star Wars, the movie that started it all, came out in 1977, an epic space opera. And there's no point even mentioning the cast, everyone knows it.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't know the cast,
You don't. Oh wow, that's
Jesus,
a really good joke.
I'm dying of COVID.
You're dying of my laughter.
Dying of laughter. Owen dies of laughter.
So,
Becomes known as clown.
what do you think of New Hope?
This is gonna be controversial.
Oh, wait. I forgot to ask. Rogue One in comparison to the other movies. What do we think?
Oh, I think Rogue One is better than the first 2 episodes, definitely. 100%. We don't even need to talk about Solo, Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, we're not talking about it. Yeah, I completely agree with you there. Better than 1, 2, not better than 3. Anyway, New Hope, what do you think?
I think New Hope, controversial take, it's a mid Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's the one which started it all. I do appreciate that. You know, everyone thinks A New Hope, great movie, but it's a mid Star Wars movie. Like, compared to the other movies, it's mid.
I agree. I think it's a good movie. It's not bad, but I
don't know. It doesn't hit as hard as the next 2 movies to come. It don't hit as hard.
The fact that, like, the thing is that Star Wars 4, A New Hope, it wasn't made as the first movie. It was made as a movie. You know, George Lucas didn't know that there's going to be more. That's why Luke has the powers and he destroys the Death Star and the world is saved at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I completely
And they
get
have the
that.
ceremony where they're handing out, like, medals. Or is that no, that's
Yeah, it was what was it, bravery medals or something like that. I think that's what they were handing out. I do remember a scene like that, but bear in mind I haven't seen A New Hope in years.
It's not. It's good. Like, obviously the lightsaber fights are it's horrible, but that's a product of its time.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Harrison Ford. Han Solo is great. Han Solo shoots first. Or was it Greedo? Wait, no. I think Greedo shot first. Who shot first? I'm pretty sure in the original cut. No, I have it. So because they change it, but in the original cut, when Greedo and Han, Greedo shoots at Han first, and he misses sitting across from him, and then Han shoots him.
What? Greedo misses?
Yeah, Greedo shot first.
How the fuck did Greedo miss? Isn't Greedo in Clone Wars?
Wait, no, sorry, it's the opposite. Sorry. Greedo. So nowadays, if you watch it now, Greedo shoots first and then Han shoots him. So Han's shooting as an act of self-defense, yeah?
Yeah.
But in the original, Han just blasts him.
You see, that's the Han we know.
Yeah,
that's the Han we know and
but
love.
Greedo shoots first nowadays because
they want to make it look like Han's the murder, straight murking
Han's
people.
just like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of you.
Murking
Bye.
fools. You see, that's my hand right there. That's my hand. That's street hand.
Cold-blooded killer.
Man doesn't take shit from no one. Greedo starts laughing, bang, done with him.
Bang. Where's the next guy? Any challenge?
That's my hand right there.
I'm gonna put it up on the stream.
Street up hand. That's what we're calling him. Street up hand.
I'm gonna whip it up on the stream. If you can see it right now, it's a picture of Greedo shooting, and it's just misses the side of Han's head. That's what you watch it when you watch it now. Greedo, look at it. Look at the image. It's point blank, and he misses. Fellas don't work.
You see, he got the stormtrooper aim just for
Fella's legally blind.
I don't know how you miss.
Oh.
How do you miss?
I
How
don't
do you miss that? How do you miss that? Isn't he a mercenary?
Yeah.
Isn't he a merc? Who's hiring him? Who's hiring him? He's missing that. Who's hiring him?
Han Solo doesn't even give a bounty. He just shoots him. Doesn't even blink.
Greedo kills his he kills his targets from old age. That's what he does. You just wait till they die.
Oh.
He kills them by natural causes. He just waits till they die.
Oh. It's also funny. Well, that's so. But I think good movie, but alright. Where would you rank it in comparison to prequel 1 and 2?
Oh, it's definitely higher than it's no. Look. It's higher.
It's better than 1, but it's
it's
better than 2. It's better than 2.
You see, I got more enjoyability out of 2, but I think A New Hope is better than 2. If you get me, it's like it's tough to say. It's tough to say. I would sit down and watch 2 over A New Hope.
I would watch 2 as well. I rewatched A New Hope a while back, and I wasn't impressed.
Okay, you know what? Just out of just sheer rewatchability factor, because I think that is a big factor in movies as well on the entertainment level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say 2 over A New Hope.
So, of course, in the chat, everyone type in what you think it got in the box office. Now, should we check? Let's put this on the fans too.
Let's put this on the fans too. Number 2 or A New Hope.
Alright. A New Hope for number 2, and also, actually, wait, should we do adjusted for inflation or not adjusted for inflation box office?
You can do adjusted for inflation.
Well, I googled it.
Oh.
But should I do that or no?
No, just leave it. Just.
So everyone in the chat, write in what you think it got for the box office in the 1970s, and A New Hope or Attack of the Clones. Very important question. Yeah. That's the one thing about Twitch. It's like, since there's a delay, it's like I don't know if people just aren't listening, aren't typing, or if I don't know what the delay is.
Yeah, that's why you always got to give it a few. So there is like a 15-second delay.
There is a delay, but I don't know how long it is. So it kind of throws me off. Alright. So people are putting in their numbers. They're not saying if they prefer A New Hope or Attack the Clones. Probably because they prefer Attack the Clones, but they just don't want to say.
They don't want to say it. They're afraid to admit it.
They're too they don't want to be sussed out.
Look, it's okay. It's a safe space. You can say whatever you need to.
But
except for saying that.
Unlucky My Guy goes with a 250 million. Cherry Pepperoni with a 251 million.
Oh,
And
okay,
Rolling
very
the
close,
Dawn
very
with
close.
201 million.
Oh, okay.
These are for the times, by the way.
Yeah, for the times, that is quite good. That is really good.
So for the times, I don't know. Do I trust the Wikipedia one or do I trust the one on some website that says for the times? Oh, that's US. Oh, sorry. So box office worldwide for the times. Is this for 700 million?
Oh Lord, you're all saying 200 million. Oh dear God, 700 million for the times.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Am I correct?
Adjusted
in saying
for
that 700 million.
Yeah, adjusted for inflation, it would have been 2.5 billion at 2011.
Dear Mother of Christ, good heavens! Bear in mind, there has been reruns.
Yeah, there has been.
Like I remember
think,
it being in cinema for like 2 months.
I think at its time it got 530, and it got re-released with the better quality, and it got up for 700.
That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. Because I was thinking 700 million for like a space team movie back in the 70s.
Yeah, but
I didn't think it was going to be that well.
That's how big it was. It's gonna have Star Wars. Alright, so now on to what people. Oh, by the way, the box office was 10 million. But on to, I'd say the most critically acclaimed Star Wars movie, The Empire Strikes Back, which is funny because back in the day, people were mixed about it, but now.
And folks, my favorite movie.
What? I'm sorry. Wait.
Sorry. I had to put that in there.
Is that a joke? Or?
No. Genuinely, my favorite Star Wars movie.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
You can explain to the chat while I'm going to get some tissues.
Look, folks, he didn't let me explain myself there, but I do genuinely believe Empire Strikes Back, one of the best Star Wars movies. The best Star Wars movies. I think the action scenes in it are great. The fact that it's not the good guys always win, which was the message of A New Hope. It's one of the best.
God,
I think. You're back?
I just can't believe that you think it's the best. And obviously, in Revenge of the Sith, the bad guys win. I can see why you like it, but I can't really, like, lightsaber wise, nothing really happens. What happened? Luke gets trained. They have. Yeah. Oh, I was not. By the way, I know why. I was not impressed with what happens on Cloud City or whatever that place is called. What's it called? You know, the place where they're in the clouds.
The place where they're in the clouds.
It's where the last like 30 minutes it takes place. It's where Darth Vader like fights Luke, chops his arm off, Luke's fall down and grabs the thing. It's where Lando Calrissian talks to Han and has Han like turned into a stone man, into the carbonate thing.
Yeah.
It's where Jango Fett does Cloud City. Is that what I said? Cloud City.
I think it's literally called Cloud City. Yeah.
I think I was right. Cloud City. I don't know what it was. Cloud City. Yeah.
No, I think Jango. It's one of the best Star Wars movies.
I just think it has too much things wrong with it, in my opinion. like Darth Vader's like, get all these bounty hunters on to capture Luke, and it's like, Bosk, Boba Fett, and a couple of random other people, and they do nothing. Boba Fett is useless. I can never understand why people go mad about Boba Fett. Fella does nothing in Empire Strikes Back, gets clowned on in Return of the Jedi, and people are saying he's like their favourite character. He's so cool, he's so like mysterious and good at fighting. He's neither. He sucks ass. Django is so much better because
I don't see why people enjoy Boba.
Django has action scenes. He successfully escapes from Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then he gets his head cut off like a boss. I don't know why people could like Boba. And he made clones. 200,000 with 1 million more well on the way. Boba Fett is ass, and I don't like him. He's a small man with bad shooting. He doesn't do anything. Like, I'm sorry, he knows nothing. I'm sorry, Roman. I know I insulted Boba, but I can't think of anything cool he does. What does he do? Nothing. He doesn't have a cool spaceship like Slave One. He doesn't do a cool bomb. He doesn't capture anyone. He just sucks ass. He actually, like, what does he contribute? Nothing. Like, Chewbacca could probably beat him up.
Chewbacca could beat up most people.
Yeah, but this is goddamn Boba Fett.
The likes of me and you would get folded by him. Would actually get folded like origami. We'd get folded.
Yeah, but look, listen. Number one, Boba Fett doesn't use Slave One, not to my knowledge. I don't remember him using that. Number two, we're not in the Star Wars universe. Of course, we'd get folded by goddamn Chewbacca. He's a monster. But Boba Fett has a missile on his back. Just shoot that at the big furry man and he dies. He has an actual missile. He has guns.
You're telling me
he has a fire flamethrower on his hand, and he can't beat. He gets. By the way, he gets kicked. I know I'm talking about Return of the Jedi. I don't care. When he dies, he gets kicked by Luke, but the kick doesn't hit him. So otherwise, it's a force kick, and he gets kicked into the pit. And Han Solo, he hits his jetpack by mistake. Han Solo swings his arm back and hits and destroys the jetpack by mistake. He literally dies like a bitch.
Dies like a bitch.
Boba Fett he is honestly one of my least favorite characters in Star Wars.
I think he's one of the most overhyped characters in Star Wars.
People love
him and Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren was cool.
Kylo Ren was fucking dirt, man. Kylo Ren was dirt.
Yeah.
Look, we're gonna get into this in a while.
I guess Boba Fett doesn't die, but yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't die.
We don't have much time, so let's just say quickly box office for the time. Empire Strikes Back. What are we thinking? Everyone in the chat, give us your ideas. The budget was 30.5 million, so triple the original. What was the box office for its time?
Box office.
Did you say box office?
I said box office.
Oh, you said monka face. Monster. Hold on. Oh, lucky my guy. Oh, did you hear this? Unlucky my guy said 1.3 billion. 1.3 billion.
Pulling out the
clown.
The bellies.
No.
Where we pulling the bellies from?
Gambler much? Riding high.
Good lord, we're the problem, man. Pulling up the bellies. 69 million
from Cherry Pepperoni. Come on, Roman. We're all waiting on you. I'll check maybe a new viewer has joined and is willing to put it in the chat. Well, goddamn Sony PlayStation's not typing it in.
We'll leave Sony PlayStation to its bidding.
Alright, Roman with 300 million. So, for its time, Empire Strikes Back, 538 to 549 million. So,
okay.
Wait, you never guessed. God damn it, you never guessed.
Yeah, I never guessed. You never gave me a chance.
You had it. Alright.
You never gave me a chance.
What were you gonna guess? 538 million.
You know me. I'm usually pretty accurate with these things. I was gonna say 500.
Yeah, it earned less because people saw it less in Star Wars because people didn't like it at the time. People didn't like a bit of it because the good guys don't win, and people were like, "What? How can the good guys not win?" Because it was like the 80s, and that's like the time of the good guys.
Yeah, that's where good guys always
also,
prevailed.
Since Star Wars 1 was like so big, it was Star Wars 1 was like its own thing, if you know what I mean. Empire Strikes Back was less. But let's move on to Return of the Jedi. Probably the most is that the most iconic?
It is the most iconic. It has to be one of the most iconic.
I'd say it's more iconic than Star Wars now. Like than New Hope.
Yeah. I feel like everyone has seen Return of the Jedi. I feel like it's just a movie everyone has just seen once.
Mm-hmm. So correct
me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like it is.
Yeah, I've seen it countless times, and I think everyone's seen it as well. I personally, I think it's the best of the original trilogy. I think it's got good lightsaber fights. It's got actual good lightsaber fights. It's got cool combat. It's got Darth Vader and Palpatine meeting their demise. It's got Yoda meeting his demise. It's got what else do I have?
Damn, all these characters are dying off. That's pretty good.
Like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, let's go. Game of Thrones. Everyone dies.
It's got who else? It's got this the start. I didn't like the start. Actually, is Return of the Jedi? What does Return of the Jedi have that makes it so good? I don't know. Yeah, you tell me. What do you think of Return of the Jedi? Currently, I don't know. I'm actually having.
Look, I do think it's one of the most rewatchable Star Wars films. Just I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
I've seen Return of the Jedi so many times.
It's RTE 1, RTE 2.
Yeah, always at Christmas time. Always at Christmas time. It always comes on.
So,
look, I think
what were your highlights from the movie?
Highlights from the movie?
Yeah.
Probably number one, freeing Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt.
No, as I said, everything with Boba Fett still stands.
Yeah, everything with Boba, but Boba T over here.
Go on.
I think. What was it? The group meeting the Ewoks at first. That was pretty funny.
It is funny. However,
that is pretty funny.
Personally, I don't like the Ewoks. I think they outstay their welcome, and I think it's stupid that the Ewoks can beat the stormtroopers. I will never.
The Ewoks clown on the stormtroopers.
As a kid, I didn't enjoy that. I was like, why are these tiny little bears beating these big people with guns and like machines? Like, it was Chewbacca. Chewbacca's a big bear, I can understand. But these are like baby bears. Like, I didn't get it, and I still don't get it. They use logs. They use like wooden logs to crush the metal ATST. How does that get crushed by logs? I can't comprehend why people with how people with sticks can defeat like the Empire. the actual caveman. Like imagine now, like the US military goes to like, I don't know, the Neolithic era. Imagine if they lost to Unga Bunga.
I was gonna bring up the Vietnam War, but I think that's a little bit mean.
No, that's different.
A little bit,
because
I think that's a little bit out of touch.
The Vietnamese,
you were literally saying, how can they go into the forest and just get beaten by people with sticks?
No,
and
Vietnamese had
Vietnam
guns.
War.
The Vietnam War. The Vietnamese had guns.
They didn't have as much guns as the fucking Americans did they?
No, the Ewoks had guns. The Ewoks had zero guns. Not a single gun. Not a single long-range projectile. That's not a spear. The spear was the longest-range projectile, and the stormtroopers were.
Look, man, you've never played Ewok Hunt in Star Wars Battlefront 2, have you?
No, I haven't.
That game is terrifying. I remember I couldn't play that game past like 2 o'clock in the morning. Or I'd be afraid I'd hear like little screeching in my room.
Did that come out like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Just cause I had decent enough headphones before they broke. Funny story. I proper DJ mix someone's playing.
Did you shadow him in terror from the Ewoks?
Playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. I don't think it came out 2 years ago.
The Ewok thing was only later.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely remember playing it at first and I was like, holy shit. Star Wars horror game.
Yeah, 2020. February 2020 is when it came out.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, good.
I remember genuinely being like, oh god, oh shit.
Good thing you didn't disclose your age. Or maybe bad thing that you didn't disclose your age.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. So honestly, I actually don't. I think I don't know what to put. I think it's better than Empire, but that's because I'm not mad about Empire.
I like Empire. I really like Empire.
I say Return of the Jedi is best of the original trilogy, but it's not better than Rogue One, and it's not better than Return of the Jedi. What do you think?
I think Return of the Jedi better than New Hope. Not as good as Empire.
Would you say it's better than Rogue One or not?
No, definitely not. No.
So
I couldn't say it's better.
now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the podcast. What do you think is the box office for Star Wars Return of the Jedi? The budget was 35 to 42 million, so big budget for the time. Big movie, the finale of the original trilogy. What did it make? How much did it make? Keep in mind that Star Wars A New Hope was like revolutionary. The Star Wars original trilogy was revolutionary, but I feel like people talk about A New Hope more. But I'm trying to see, yeah, and it was also re-released as well. But what did it gross? 420 trillion. Nice. 3 billion. Very interesting. Some logical guesses here.
Yep, very good. This is what we like to see from our.
Alright, so what do you think of Owen before, so we don't forget you?
so we don't forget me.
Yeah.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say probably one of the highest grossing Star Wars movies. With inflation accounting, of course. But one of the highest grossing Star Wars movies ever. So I'm gonna put it at a hefty, for the times, 900 million.
Well, Roman put 6 billion, and it's very interesting to see. It got 475 million for the time.
What?
That's less than Empire, and less than Star Wars 4.
No way.
Yeah.
I think people were just genuinely dissatisfied with
No, people
Empire
loved.
Strikes Back.
Yeah, I think so. And people loved Star Wars. The New Hope was, when I mean groundbreaking, like people creamed themselves over that movie. Like, it was it was like Endgame is to us, how Infinity War and Endgame is to us. But
and people were like, yeah, we just want to watch it.
Because Return of the Jedi came out 6 years after Star Wars. Yeah, so that's a lot less. 475 for its time. Obviously, it's still a lot for now, adjusted for inflation. But for its time to be less than both of the two, that's pretty crazy. And now we leap forward 30, 40 years into the prequels, the new trilogy. And the first of the new trilogy is I was gonna put in the Techno Union came up. The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens, a stacked cast, ridiculous cast, super hyped. The trailer was like, it just had Finn in it, and he just landed, and everyone went ballistic. I remember seeing that trailer and thinking, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer too. And then,
like every single actor who's in this movie, like the main characters, like megastars, Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, they're all huge now. Oscar Isaac, Harrison Ford, they were all made big.
Harrison Ford was made big.
Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, all of them were mediocre before. Andy Serkis as Snoke.
Yeah, all baby stars.
Donald Gleason.
Yeah, these guys never got a look.
So what do you think of The Force Awakens?
Look, I think it is the best of the new trilogy. I think it's the best of the new trilogy. People are gonna hate me for that.
Whoa.
People are gonna hate me for that. But I think rewatchability factor. I think it's one of the.
I think people are gonna.
Best. Yeah, because look,
people are gonna agree with you. I think because people did not like the third one. People did not like the third one. Honestly.
Now I also have a controversial take for the third one as well.
We'll get to that. But what do you think?
You will get to that.
Force Awakens?
Well, I think the first one. I genuinely don't think it was that bad. I do not think for a second that it was that bad.
Personally, I thought it was mid. I think the fact that it's a carbon copy of A New Hope, it annoys me. The fact that you got Planet Starkiller, who does the same thing as the Death Star, it's so boring. You have Rey, the same progression as Luke. The fact that she fights Kylo Ren, and basically goes toe to toe, nearly beats him. That really, that annoyed me. The fact that like, Kylo Ren is cool. He stopped the goddamn blaster in midair. How is this guy getting clowned on? Like, he
look.
Obviously his. I saw the Force Awakens, and Kylo Ren was my favorite character. I thought he's like, obviously him going ballistic in the control room was funny, but I thought he was cool. I thought he was intimidating. He was clearly powerful in the Force, and I thought John Boyega was gonna become a Force user. I thought Rey in Force Awakens was I don't want to say Mary Sue because that's what everyone says, but she was a bit of a Mary Sue. She just kind of did everything, you know, like interrogation. She just solves it all. It just occurs. No one taught her. She just suddenly knows how to do everything. I did like Snoke. Snoke's introduction was cool, but it's just a bit too bland. What do you think?
I have a lot to say about The Force Awakens. Number one, I think The Force Awakens is one of the most it's one of the most up and down Star Wars movies you can get.
Yeah, like Robin said,
some scenes are amazing. Like you said, he stops the blaster mid. That is what?
What a scene!
But then
you have Kylo Ren being, as Robin said, an emotional man-child.
Yeah, like you give off like this cold, dark character like at the start of the movie, and then he's just like, "What do you mean?" It's freaking. You're like, "What?" Like, up and down, and then you find out he's like a stone cold killer. Like this man, on par with Darth Vader, and then he's like Rey is there swinging around her lightsaber. And she's actually beating him. She's beating him. Like she's actually holding her ground. And I think that's so stupid. Because like, oh yeah, this man's a stone cold killer. But you know, when a girl who has no experience wielding a lightsaber gets a hold of one, that's it. You know, 50-50.
What's annoying is they didn't need to have her win as well. Because the whole point is that there are cracks between them. She could have just been losing as well, just to show how dangerous she is, and that she just gets lucky. Like. And then she gets stronger, and then she beats him in the later movie. She doesn't have to beat him in this goddamn movie.
I don't understand why they're like, oh, you know, we're gonna make it look like she's good. The whole point is she isn't good. Yeah, like, that's the whole point.
Want to see her get good.
If we had just seen Kylo Ren clown on her,
yeah,
for 3 minutes, I would have been a lot happier.
Especially since Finn just got like dabbed on right there. Like Finn just got slapped up instantly. He gets sliced. And I think it would be cool. She comes in, she holds the ground for a bit, like for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah, maybe the element of surprise catches Kylo Ren.
She slices him, and then he I really like. I just said like some really good things. Like he's hitting the wound to make him like feel more anger, to be more on the dark side. And then and then he beats her. Like he doesn't kill her obviously, but like he's about to like basically kill her, and then the ground splits, and then it's divided. Like I think that's perfect, and I mean Han's death is really good.
That's why I actually like the movie, because it's not afraid to kill off a big character like Han Solo.
Yeah. I think it's better than the first two or the prequels. I do think it's better.
You see, that's the thing. It's actually it's leaning higher up, isn't it?
I just don't know where to put it.
Than you expected.
It's better. It's better than New Hope. Mm-hmm. Is it better than Return of the Jedi?
Is it better? So you've already said it's better than 3 movies. It's definitely better than Han Solo.
Yeah, well, it's not better than Rogue One, and it's not better than Revenge of the Sith, obviously.
Is it better than A New Hope?
Oh yeah, much better. New Hope sucks.
That's 5 movies.
Honestly, It's better than all the it's better than all the original trilogy, and it's better than the first two. Don't at me. I'm sorry. I've said it. There you go. I've said the big one. I prefer it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, so the movie's actually, it's pretty high up.
It's pretty high
On your
up.
scale, it's pretty high up.
But
so when I say it's a pretty good movie, and you're like, it's not great, it's mid movie.
It's
What
still
are the other
mid.
movies?
It's still
What
mid.
are the other movies then, huh? What are the other movies?
We have better scenes. Like Star Wars 1 and 2 have better scenes, but it's a worse. Yeah, like it's.
What is this, mid-wars? Mid-wars?
It
for mid?
is kind of. I mean, is Star Wars just mid-wars? Think about it. It's just mid-wars.
Is Star Wars just mid? You know when we dedicated an entire podcast episode to, is this just mid?
Yeah, is Star Wars
Is
just
that what we're
mid?
coming down to?
That's the real question.
Hey, all the Star Wars fans out there, is your love and what you call it? Your love and obsession just mid? Is it just mid? You know, these movies are just trash.
Oh,
Just good, not great.
would you put it in the same place as well? Obviously not better than Empire for you, but
Yeah, not better than Empire, but I'd say better than Return.
so obviously we're gonna have to check the box office. Everyone put in what you think this got in the box office.
I know this one got high.
For a budget of 300 million budget, big budget,
Big boy.
basically as much as Han Solo, so you know, big budget. What
As much as so.
this everyone in the chat put in what you think of Force Awakens got. Keep in mind, this is the first movie of Star Wars for like 10-15 years. Everyone was craving Star Wars. This is, you know, female main character, black second main character, Kylo Ren.
Appropriate Star Wars movie. Let's
Yeah.
just say that appropriate Star Wars
Very
movie.
of the times, but still has the classics like Han Solo and Carrie Fisher, who do phenomenal in it. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta know, what is the box office? Let me just check if it's Unlucky My Guy even in the chat. If he's not, then we can go ahead. Oh, he's still in the chat. Hopefully
Nice,
he's listening.
Jason. Let him look it up for a minute.
Yeah, let him whip out Google.
Let him whip up Google.
Roman
We'll
said,
give you a minute. We'll give you a minute.
so Roman said 1.5 billion, but also it's crap because Boba isn't in it.
You know, we can't appease everyone.
Alright.
You know, we can't give it all.
Cherry Pepperoni said 666 million, and Unlucky
okay.
My Guy said 675 million.
Why are they guessing so accurately?
It-
Why
what do you
Why are they
think?
guessing to like
What do you think?
such a point?
What do you think, Owen?
I think an optimistic 800 million.
Alright, so Star Wars Force Awakens with 2,068,000,000. 2 billion. That means Roman the dog is the closest with 1.5 billion.
What do you mean?
2 billions. 2 billions.
They pulled out the 2 bill.
I watched that
The 2
movie,
billion though.
and me and my brother both bought Lego sets of that movie. He bought the cool new TIE Fighter, and I bought the weird like land thingy that has the stormtroopers that come out. This movie was a box office destroyer, 2 billion, and they did not re-release this movie.
We were hyped when
Oh.
Morbius getting 140 million. 2 billion.
These are 20 more by.
What?
This movie actually broke the bank. Like, and that just shows you how people were hyped for it. And people enjoyed it. People thought it was really good.
I genuinely thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie.
By the
I
way,
was impressed.
it got 2 billion 53 days in. So it that's 2 months in. That's no re-releases, nothing crazy. Like that
Lord
is,
knows. Lord knows that's a lot. Jesus.
at that moment, not now obviously, but it took them 12 days to get 1 billion.
12 days for a Billy?
Yeah. 12 days for a cool Billy.
12 days for a Billy? Good.
2015
Good God.
2015 got everyone like. It's because the movie.
Like I saw in the cinema.
Oh yeah, obviously. It's because the movie was obviously landmark, Star Wars again, but also it's the because it was a good movie, but the theories, Snoke, who is Rey, who is Finn, like they set it up really well, in my opinion. They set it up fantastically for the absolute godsend. And by godsend, I mean hellhole that was The Last Jedi. What do we think of that?
Oh, it's embarrassing how weak it was as a movie.
Oh, it was bad. Like, that movie was bad.
I genuinely thought Mark Hamill's performance was kind of
I
like it was par. It was par.
I liked his Luke. I don't agree why people hate it. People hate it because they're like, oh, Luke can't change. Luke is always a good guy. You should always believe. I completely disagree with that. What I didn't like is the whole subplot with Finn and the Chinese one. I don't know what her name is. The Asian one.
Oh man, I couldn't type. You know?
Oh, and that achieved nothing. It was so boring. It was. I did not like.
I mean, nobody.
No one.
To be honest, I forgot about it.
No one.
To be honest, I forgot about it.
I remember it because it was like a quarter of the movie. It was so annoying. Nothing happened. Oscar Isaac and Ray and Luke were the only good people in that movie. And Kylo Ren. But Kylo Ren was also kind of good. I'll say what I liked first. I liked Rey in the movie. I thought Rey's training, Rey getting stronger, it was what it should have been, you know? She's progressively getting stronger, she has these challenges, she works on the Force, she fights different people, she's getting stronger. Kylo Ren, his whole thing with Snoke was very complicated. I wasn't a fan of that. And Snoke's death was just, it was cheap. It was good, but it's a cheap, like, death, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a good, like, oh my god, but it's a cheap gasp. It's just a cheap reaction to get the crowd going. And I don't like that. Because like, who is Snoke? They reveal that he's just a clone, a fake, like, oh, it's so bad. Snoke was so cool, man. He was so intimidating. He looked so good. And he just died like that. It was and obviously the fight scene is cool with the guards, but why is Rey and Kylo I don't know. And Captain Phasma was terrible as well, and obviously
I don't understand another character which is extremely overhyped, Captain Phasma. Everyone went fucking crazy for Captain Phasma when she was first brought in Force Awakens. Did nothing.
Oh wait, you know that Brienne of Tarth plays Captain Phasma?
Yeah.
That's cool. But
still doesn't excuse the fact that she does nothing.
Yeah, she gets like beat up by Finn. That's my big Finn. Finn was so cool. Why does he do nothing in this movie? Why is he just
Finn does nothing, lose.
So, yeah, what do you think?
I think Last Jedi, the only scenes I can actually remember from it is when they're on the ice planet. I think, is it hot again?
No, it's not hot. It's something different because it's not hot. It's like a mineral crystal where if you dig into it, red stuff comes out.
Oh, you're right, yeah. The only scenes I can remember.
That was cool, but like it took him like 1.5 hours to get. It took him like 2 hours to get there. Like
I thought that scene on that planet was really cool.
And like it was cool when you won. I don't remember her name. When I thought it was cool when Leia. I thought Leia died. Yeah, and when she forced her way back, I didn't like that.
No, I thought that was stupid. It felt stupid. Like she was literally out in open space. Mm-hmm. And you're telling me she just force moves herself. It
didn't look right.
Yeah, it just looked like they were literally holding a cursor over her and just dragged her. And I thought just that whole aspect, Like, if they're gonna have a scene where she's like flying out in open space, just kill her.
And she,
Just knock her off. Just kill her. Like, she's in open space. It doesn't make sense for her to be like, I'm gonna use the Force to control myself to move myself back in the ship. She's in open space.
and obviously,
If that was the case, like Luke could just be like, oh, I'm getting out of the ship and just fuck off. Like, he could just fly off for a while. I'm just gonna go catch some air. Like, what the fuck?
Luke's death was mid.
Luke's death was mid, but I thought the scene
It was cool what happened.
with him on the planet was cool.
It was cool, but in hindsight, it's kind of like,
Fire on that man. But sir, fire. That scene was good. That scene was good.
Kylo Ren is like,
and then the fight, and it's like, oh, I was never here.
it's a bit of a meme, but
I was never here. And Kylo Ren's like, what? Look, Luke Skywalker trolls on him before hitting the deathbed. Trolls on him.
Yeah, he memes on him and then fucking dies.
Yeah, time to be taken away. Just had to lol on my student one more time before I hit the hay.
And Vice Admiral Holdo, like her whole plan was like, she had no reason not to tell everyone. She could have just told everyone, yeah, we're just gonna go light speed into the ship. And that's another thing, like, why can that happen? Why did they only figure it out now? Like, surely someone would have tried that in the past. It was a cool scene when she goes through the ship, but logically should have happened in the past. I'll just mention something I liked. It was Yoda when he comes back. That was pretty cool. That's about it.
Yeah, I thought the Yoda comeback was cool.
I don't know where I placed this movie.
Yeah, it's probably the middest.
It's not the worst. I wouldn't say it's the worst, even though it's very, very bad. I did like the action. So I don't know what to say. Where do you think of this movie? Where does it go?
I don't think it's better than Force Awakens.
No.
I do think it's better than. I put higher than 2.
It's better than A New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's better than Return of the Jedi. That's a tough one. That's a very tough one.
I think it's on par. I think it's on par with Return.
Roman's asking, why didn't the Rebels just light speed into the Death Star? Good question. Why didn't they just tear a hole to the Death Star?
That is a good question.
The question is, why doesn't a fleet just get 1,000 small fighters and just light speed into it, the Death Star and just destroy it?
I feel like they would have put anti-measures in place for that, because that just seems too easy.
How? It's going at light speed. How do you attack something that's going at light speed?
They could have had, like, force fields up or something.
Yeah, it's going at light speed, pal.
That is true. That is true. It's going at light speed, so a light force field won't stop it. That is true.
Last Jedi, better than Star Wars 1?
Yeah.
Better than Star Wars 2?
That's the thing. I don't think it's better.
I don't think it's better than Star Wars 2. And I don't think
it's tough. It's really tough.
I don't think it's better than Star Wars 2, and I don't think it's better than Return of... Shit. I think Star Wars 2 is better than Return of the Jedi. But I don't think Last Jedi is... I think it's better. I'm going to say it's better than Return of the Jedi. I think I'd more likely watch this than Return of the Jedi. But...
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree.
It is. I think it's better than Empire. I just didn't find Empire good. I think it's better than the original trilogy, but it's not better than Attack of the Clones. Because I'm just not mad about the original trilogy personally. But everyone's favourite part of the podcast: what is the box office? Considering the budget was 200 to 300 million, so similar to Force Awakens, what was the box office for this movie? keep in mind they were still riding high off Force Awakens, but people also knew this movie's ass straight away, so it didn't have the hype of Force Awakens. So, what do you think, Owen? What are the chats thinking? What do you think?
I do think it got, well, bear in mind the first one got 2 billion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 1.3 bill. 1.3 bill. That could be aiming for the stars here, but I do think 1.3 bill is a nice. Nice gift.
Gotta wait for the chat to clock in. Roman saying 30 Belarusian rubles. Very, very logical. Got some more people joining the chat as well. Alax too. Oh, whatever the hell that is. What do you think Star Wars Last Jedi made in the box office?
What do you think, folks? What do you think?
Very important. Currently, I think Unlucky My Guy is winning it, but...
Unlucky's been good with it. He's been good with it all day.
Yeah. But Roman the Dog
he's been on the money quite a lot.
Roman has been cleaning it up recently, with Cherry Pepper probably been last, because...
Yeah,
she's
they've been bad, boss. I won't lie to you. They've been bad.
I'll give it another couple of seconds because it doesn't look like Cherry Pepper or Unlucky My Guy are responding.
They better get on it. They better get on it.
Cherry Pepper only just said 300. 300, just 300. $300.
just 300.
Now, is $300 better than 30 Belarusian rubles? That's the real question. Is it higher or lower?
Higher than 30 Belarusian rupees?
Rubles. Oh, 300,000. Never mind. 300,000 in the box office. Not 300 million. 300,000. That's.
Ooh.
300,000.
Oh.
300,000 in the box office. So not even a million. I don't think Unlucky My Guy's gonna fly. Unlucky My Guy.
Yeah, Unlucky My Guy.
Alright, 300 million. Alright, I guess Cherry Pepperoni's finally fixing it. So we got 300 million, 30 Belarusian.
Are you telling me it's gonna make 150 million more than Morbius?
Ridiculous.
Are you telling me that? Are you telling me that right now? At this very moment?
Ladies and gentlemen, it made 1.333 billion.
Oh, I'm good. Oh,
it's bad on the money.
Oh, I'm good with it today, boys. Said 1.3. What does it come up to? 1.3. Don't even start with me.
Yeah.
Been playing for too long.
Even though the movie was panned and everyone hated it, they were still riding high off of that Force Awakens. Yeah.
Good lord. Good lord.
And now, onto the final, after a long podcast, onto the final episode. The final movie. Episode 9, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. What do you think?
This movie was a cinema experience movie. I don't care what anyone says. This is a cinema experience movie. If you saw this movie in the cinema, I'm sure you went out of it thinking, that was a good movie. Like, that had high action. It was, like, I would say entertaining.
Yeah.
Had good scenes, for the most part. Bit goofy at times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought the whole Kylo Ren rating was a bit weird. No, a bit goofy, but, you know, we looked past it. And I thought the payoff was okay. This is my reaction in the cinema, at least. Like, when I walked out of the cinema, I genuinely thought it was like a 8 out of 10. Like an 8.5. I was like, this is a good movie. I watched it there recently because I knew we were going to be doing this episode.
Uh-huh.
And it's baffling to see a movie which I thought was so good when watching at home just be like, completely bang on average.
Uh-huh.
It if you watch it at home now, you're going to be like, this movie just felt so much better in the cinema. I can't really say that about a lot of films. There is some films which I have heard are a lot better in the cinema. And, of course, that's always going to be the case.
Yeah.
You watch Infinity War and Endgame in the cinema, they're always going to be better than what's going to be at home. Of course, it's the same movie, same cast, same words, same lines, everything. It's always going to be it's always going to be the same movie, but just better in the cinema. I feel like Rise of Skywalker benefits from being in the cinema. Because you can have loud noises, big screen, crowd reactions. It's perfect.
I 100% agree with you. I think I haven't watched it since, and I do think if I watch it, I'd be pretty disappointed. I'd be pretty average. But while watching it, I could have out of that cinema thinking this might be one of the best Star Wars movies. It's not, but I came out of the cinema thinking I was blown away. Obviously, I think it's stupid that Palpatine's a villain. We knew that going in. Now, I know a lot of people didn't watch it because of that. I know a lot of people hated it because of that. And if someone brings that up as a point of argument, I understand. I came into this movie knowing Palpatine's a villain. It's stupid. I don't care. I'm going to go along with it. And I loved it. I thought the action scenes, there are a couple of really good ones. Most notably Rey fighting the TIE fighter. And her shooting lightning at the cargo ship was really cool. Her and Kylo Ren fighting in the water, and Kylo Ren fighting the Knights of Ren. Those are some really good stuff. Like, I think really good lightsaber scenes, especially the Rey Kylo Ren lightsaber fight. That's up there. Like, that's Revenge of the Sith level. Like, that is one of the best lightsaber fights. Obviously, it's not Anakin Obi-Wan, but it's like top 4 lightsaber fights. Probably top 3. Palpatine somehow returned using cloning and DNA, and it was, you don't want to see that. But I accepted it as a fact. Yeah, it has to happen. And I think the one misstep is not turning Rey. Personally, I would have turned Rey evil. What I would have done is let's just say Palpatine comes back. I have Rey come back. We see the Flash. We see one of my favorite scenes where she's in like the mirror, whatever place, and she sees herself as a Sith, and it's so goddamn cool. She's got the double lightsaber that like flips into a single lightsaber with 2 blades. If you know what I mean. And I thought it was so cool. And Kylo Ren turning good and becoming Ben Solo, I thought that was great as well. And I thought what they were going to do is turn him into Ben Solo and her into Darth Sidious. Have her kill Palpatine, and then they fight each other, and Ben Solo kills her. End the movie. And that's one of the things I loved about that movie. I had no idea what was going to happen. Since Palpatine was the goddamn villain, anything could happen in this movie. Anything could happen. Anyone was going to kill anyone. The world was a choice. The whole Finn side thought was stupid. I didn't like that. Finn and Oscar Isaac, they were cool together. I didn't like when they brought in the goats or everything else. That was just useless. That was very average. If I saw that again, I wouldn't be happy. But I loved the scenes with Rey and Kylo, where they were talking through the Force, and they would move stuff around. I thought that was really cool.
The fact that she was able to use that to her advantage as well was cool to see as well.
And it's been established that they're both strong, so it makes sense,
You see, I just thought them scenes were a little bit funky. Watching it the second time, I was like,
it's like they're calling each other. It's like they're phoning each other up, like, "Hey yo, what up, B?"
It just feels so odd to have in it. Like, it's fair enough. It creates an interesting dynamic. I do understand that, but it's a bit goofy.
Of course.
I know where you are,
of course.
Rey.
Let's not forget.
Tell me where you are.
Let's not forget Ben Swallow.
Ben Swallow.
Ben Swallow is so good. I can't believe how swole he is. He's so thick in that scene. I'll put a picture in the chat if you don't know.
Ben Swallow.
He is actually thick in the scene. Like he doesn't look like that throughout. It looks like he was either he drank like pure water for that. Like, you know in movies when people dehydrate to look ripped, like Hugh Jackman or Henry Cavill, it's like if he just drank water, so he instead of getting like shredded, he just kind of ballooned a bit. Like you can clearly see he's toned, but he looks like thick, and his trousers go up to his belly button. He looks so majestic. Cherry Pepperoni saying that's what she looks like. Then Swallow.
Yeah, of course. I totally believe that.
Yeah. That's what I want to look like in the future. With the long hair and the popping arms. Then Swallow. I have mixed feelings about the whole... Ben dies in the end. So happy at least one of them died.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fine with it. Ben died, saving his, like, because Ben like sacrificed like the life share. That's fine. With like the Force heal. And I did like Rey saying that she's Skywalker. That makes no sense.
It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take this name.
But I thought her lightsaber, the one that she made for herself, was really fucking cool. The yellow one. I thought that was so goddamn cool. Like I wish they used that earlier on in the movie. Honestly,
I wish they used it earlier on in the franchise. To be honest with you,
it looked like that looks like a phenomenal lightsaber. It looks so goddamn cool. So yeah.
Well, all that said, I do think it's time to get into new trilogy.
First.
Pros and cons.
Oh yeah, quickly. We don't have much time.
We don't have much time. So I do think cons with this. Yet again, power scaling. I always say this, but power scaling, it's one of the most stupid things. This new trilogy doesn't get its power scaling right. Kylo Ren, like I said from The Force Awakens, supposed to be like this cold killer. He's supposed to be a killer. Man is supposed to be like, yeah, I'm gonna take the throne.
Yeah.
And you're telling me Rey is holding up. Doesn't make sense. You're telling me this man-child is like, oh yeah, this is you know the next Sith Lord. He's gonna be the next one. And then even Palpatine's like, you know what, Rey, you gotta be the next one. You gotta be the next one.
It's his child.
What was it?
Palpatine's his daughter.
Yeah, I know. And the whole point of Kylo Ren, you know, contacting Rey was all part of Palpatine's plan. I know.
He wanted to hook up. He's like, hey, yo. I think, alright, firstly, we need to rank where this places. Where does this in comparison to the other movies? I think it's
not as good as Rogue One. Not as good as Rogue One, not as good as Empire. I think them two are on par for me as being the best Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
But I think it's not better than Revenge of the Sith.
No, God. Would you say Rogue is better than Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd say Rogue is better than Revenge of the Sith. I would.
What a statement.
But bear in mind, Empire and Rogue One are my two favourite Star Wars movies.
So
I think just Rogue One is just amazing in itself. Like it's not even as a Star Wars movie, just as a movie itself, I think it's just amazing. I think Revenge of the Sith is like one of my favourite. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I know. So Rise of Skywalker better than 1 and 2?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Better than 7 and 8?
Yeah.
Better than 4 and 6?
Yeah,
So
I think
you'd say it was your fourth favourite?
Yeah, I'm gonna place fourth. It's cinema wise.
Yeah. So I would say is better than the original trilogy. I'd say it's better than 1 and 2. And I put it as my third favourite. And before we run down and end the podcast with our 1 to 9 or 1 to 10, we're not counting Solo. That's 11. That's last. What finally is the box office of Rise of Skywalker? If there's anyone left watching the podcast at this late hour, still in the chat, still trooping on like a beast, we already give you the gift of Ben Swallow. They'll give us the gift of your guess of what do you think is the box office for this. I know people are in here, and I know you want to type it.
You gotta type it.
We're gonna peer push. So what do you think, Owen? First of all, what do you think it is?
I think a cool 1.5 billion.
1.5 billion. Alright.
1.5 billion is the guess. The guesstimation.
Look. I said Cherry Pepperoni said 975 million.
Okay. Pessimistic guess.
Waiting for Roman the dog, though he might be. We'll give him Roman the dog with the 875 million.
Another one, another low. People don't got hope.
I think that's all we're gonna see. So, wait, have you not, Cherry Pepperoni? Have you not watched? What do you mean you have not watched any of these? What does that mean?
What?
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean?
Do you mean?
Explain yourself. Like any of the Star Wars movies, or just the prequels?
You mean the new trilogy?
Prequels. Oh, sorry, sequels. Jesus, sequels. Please tell me that I just means the sequels and not every single Star Wars movie. Please. We need to know. What was it?
I got a bad feeling about this one.
Oh, no.
Got a bad feeling about this one.
Oh no. Shit, the kind of delays it on.
Delays are quite annoying.
Or maybe it's because, Cherry Pepperoni, if you're listening, which of their movies have you not watched? This is a direct reference to you. All the other chatters stand by and to ask her what movie has you not watched. This is what's it called? An all points bulletin. In APB. Give that 30 seconds, I will see. Oh, never mind, I was looking. Alright, so apparently only the Jar Jar Binks one. Apparently.
Wait.
Apparently,
what movies she hasn't seen?
She has seen all of them, apart from the Jar Jar Binks one. So apart from Phantom Menace.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
That's a pretty severe lapse of judgment.
I thought she meant
Yeah.
none of the.
So wait, no, she only saw the Jar Jar Binks one. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh dear God! Oh dear God!
Oh no! This podcast is the first knowledge bomb of Star Wars. Oh dear
Imagine
God.
this being the first knowledge bomb of Star Wars.
Imagine hearing this as the first knowledge bomb.
Oh God!
Well,
oh God!
I know what we need to do during the summer.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I know what we need. Sorry for the spoilers. Oh, alright. The bets are in though for the box office. I'm going to reveal it now. That the box office is apparently the first guy Cherry Pepperoni dated suggested that they marathon them and they stopped talking right after that.
Oh, bringing up bad memories, huh?
So
bringing up bad memories.
Oh shit. The box office for The Rise of Skywalker is 1 billion. That's right. Only 1 billion.
So I was close. No, they
No.
were closer. Oh,
No,
they
you're
were
not
closer.
close. 1
Should
billion
say,
and
closer again, huh?
1 billion and 74. So no, cherry pepperoni actually won this round.
Wow.
So let's bring this stream to a close. I'm gonna give my top 10 and then you will. So, number 1 is Revenge of the Sith, my favorite Star Wars movie. Number 2 is Rogue One. Number 3, Rise of Skywalker. Number 4, Attack of the Clones. Number 5, Return of the Jedi. Number 6, Phantom Menace. Number 7, Empire. And number 8, number 8, A New Hope. Number 9, did I miss one? Oh, I forgot about Force Awakens. Let me start again. Oops. Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Force Awakens, Attack the Clones, The Last Jedi, Phantom Menace, Return of the Jedi, Empire, A New Hope. There we go. Bam.
Are you putting A New Hope last?
Yes.
Good lord.
I will see when you put it. You're going to say last as well. I bet you're going to say last.
Alright. So, number 1, Empire.
Yep.
Number 2, Rogue One.
Yep.
Number 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Yep.
Number 4, Rise of Skywalker. Number 5, Force Awakens.
Mhm.
Number 6, Return of the Jedi.
Uh-huh.
Number 7.
You got The Last Jedi, Phantom Menace, New Hope, and Attack of the Clones.
I'll probably say Attack the Clones.
Yeah.
A New Hope.
The Last Jedi that low?
The Last Jedi.
Wow.
And then A Phantom Menace.
Really, Phantom Menace is the worst.
Yeah.
Worse than
yeah,
A New Stinking Hope.
Yeah, to be honest.
Did Liam Neeson that dirty?
Look, to be honest, it just wasn't the best movie. It just wasn't great.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. Oh, my nose is going ballistic. What the fuck? Alright, well, thank you very much. Thank you every single one who stayed for the stream. Especially thanks to everyone who stayed so late to finish it. Shout out to Cherry Pepperoni and Mom and the Dog for staying until the very
Sticking
end.
around, yeah.
Shout out to Unlucky My Guy shout out to everyone in the chat for participating. Remember to follow us on Twitch if you enjoyed the stream. Remember to check on the YouTube, like and subscribe to videos. That really helps us since we've basically gotten on. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Tune in next Thursday where we talk about something else interesting, which we
we don't really have much planned, but we'll get back to this.
Well, it's May the 5th, so wait, no, next Thursday, Moon Knight. Moon Knight's gonna be over. We'll give a breakdown for episode 4, 5, and 6. We'll do 4, 5, and 6 on Moon Knight.
Yep.
Next Thursday. So tune in for Moon Knight next Thursday. Thank you very much. Good night.